Hey, welcome. I have an online store and I do in-person markets. And today we are going to talk about binders and projects we've been working on. And let's talk about markets, okay? So I mentioned in my last video that I had made some binders, or I guess I don't want to say binders, planners. So here's the one I made for my business. It says, "Be still and know that I am God," and that is Psalms 46:10. It's just a bunch of blue roses. I absolutely love it. And inside, I have the inside of the flap, the yearly calendar, and then I have a monthly calendar. I have a weekly, and then I have a daily schedule, so you can block off time to kind of keep you on track. I noticed for me, before I got my 9 to 5, I would get stuck in ruts because I wouldn't know what to do. And so I always said, oh, I'm going to create this binder for myself, but I didn't have all the materials at the time. So now that I have everything that I need, I went ahead and I created what works for me. So I have the monthly planner, I have the weekly, I have the daily schedule, I have a to-do list, I have a notes page. I also have a market schedule. So with the market schedule, let me bring this up so I can share that with you. And with this market schedule, it just talks about the market. So it has the name of the event. This, in this case, was Crafty Wonderland. The date I applied, which was 2/1. Application fee was $10. The date of the event would have been May 1st and 2nd. And then here I put notifications. They would let you know by 3/4, and then you'd have to pay your $350 by 3/15. And it's for a 10 by 10 booth. Well, I was notified on February, I think it was the 27th. Yeah, February 27th, I was notified that I was rejected again. So this is the second time I applied. This is the second rejection that I got. I don't know why, but that's what they said. So here I put rejected by Crafty Wonderland and the date. That same day, I applied to a high school bazaar. I've never done a high school bazaar before. So I applied 226. There was no application fee, and immediately I got accepted. The downside to this, well, there's two downsides. The downside is I've never participated in a bazaar at a high school. And the second is that you only get a 6x6 table. You can buy 2 tables, and is what I think I'm gonna do. They're $42 a table. So this would be $84 if I bought 2 tables. And the only reason why I'm saying that I want to buy 2 tables is because I want to try to shift my product, right, on my business and the direction that it's going. And I want to get rid of things that don't sell in the actual market. So like my boxy makeup bags don't sell, tote bags don't sell. And I kind of want to move that out. And I also want to move out t-shirts and sweatshirts. Well, at this event, I probably will just take t-shirts. And so I want to be able to have a table for that, dedicated for that, and then a table dedicated just for my handmade stuff, like my boxy bags and makeup bags and tote bags and what have you, and book covers and all of those things, right? So for this particular event, that's what I'm thinking. Now, I'm going to try to see if I can do it just on a 6x6, but I think it'll just be more aesthetically pleasing with 2 tables. And since they're only $42 each, now, again, my profits though, if because I am spending $84 at this one-day event. I don't even remember the hours. I forgot to write that down. But again, I've never done a high school bazaar, but I hear that those are the best ones to do. So fingers crossed that we do really well and we do move this product out. The other reason behind wanting me to just move product out is that we are planning on moving again. And I don't want to take all this stuff, you guys. It is just so much. Now, there's one thing to have a nice sewing room, with your vintage sewing machine showings and stuff like that. There's one thing on that, but then there's another thing where you have all this material, all this product, right? Not even materials, product, made actual things. And it's just kind of time consuming. I mean, it's not time consuming. It consumes a lot of space. Right now, I have 2 rooms that I'm utilizing as storage, and I shouldn't have to. I only had 1 room. And so that's why I kind of want to shift my business in a different direction and do other projects or products that I truly enjoy making and doing, and having for myself, rather than all of these other things that I'm doing. I do love to make them. I do love to sew, and I do love to do all those things. But rather than actually make product to sell as far as sewing, like tote bags and makeup bags and things like that, I could just make stuff for myself, which I'm about to share with you. And I feel like that's a direction I want to go in, rather than continue to do with the market, what other people are doing, right? I mean, I've always done makeup bags and things like that. But they've been really slow in moving. Like when I talk about slow, I talk about snail pace slow, like turtle pace slow. I mean, very slow. So I want to shift that out some way or another. Like right now I have a nice sale going on t-shirts and sweatshirts, and I also have free shipping for anyone who purchases in the US. There's no minimum required, free shipping, whatever you want on my website, because I am trying to shift these things out. So that is one of the things that I have here in my binder. I also have a budget. So I have a project planner page here where it talks like the project name, materials you need, the cost to each of those materials, the notes that you need to make for that particular project. Then again, I have a to-do list here, with the little check mark box next to it, so you can mark off as you go along, because I feel like I need those. That's this book is catered for me. And then I also have an income tracker. So I have an income tracker and an expense tracker. And the reason why, as I mentioned in my last video, is that I don't really want to carry my laptop around. I don't want to rely on electronics. I'm more of a pencil to paper type of person, and I love stationery. And now that I can make it myself, why not? Now, the paper I used for actually this planner, I did use the really good quality paper, so you can't see on the other side. But for this other planner that I'm going to show you, I just used regular paper, and I did the same for, my face is kind of shiny, you guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry. The other, my 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 job planner that I made, I also used just regular paper because I was like, who's going to see it? Nobody, just me. It's only for me. This cute one, here's the back, and the inside pages or the inside cover is blank. I made for my projects, my sewing projects, right? I actually, after I had already bound it, I was like, oh, that was stupid. I should have put my crochet projects in here as well. But again, this was just something that I made up, something that I just whipped up really fast. And so what I'm going to go back and do is add my crochet projects, personal things, not business. This is personal things that I'm making for like myself or my husband or my daughter or anyone in my family. This is where that's going to go, just so that I have what I used, how I adjusted it, things like that. Because you can make it today and then forget tomorrow what you did, right? So that is why I wanted to do this, and then also have like a cost. I had this really weird dream, you guys, that I made. It was weird, okay? And I had just been, okay, so before leading to this dream, and I have to share this because this is something that I had been toying with for about a couple years now, is making garments to sell at these farmers markets and events, right? Is handmade, different types of products. I had this wild dream that I made this skirt, and it was just really, flowy, and that skirt was the skirt that brought in money. But yeah, so I have a notes section here as well to kind of, share those ideas. Now, I think so this one is my personal one. But I think the ones I'm going to make to sell is I'm going to, kind of make the boxes smaller. I write big, and I like to put as much detail in it as I can. So that's why I made mine pretty wide. But I kind of, that's just my preference. But I think like, you know, like on this one, you could see, I think that I want to make it a little bit smaller so I can fit some more information in here, but big enough for where you could still write. Because I know, like I said, I write big, and so I want space. I don't like to have them really teensy weensy and you can't fit nothing in it. So there's that. But here it talks about like, you know, the note, like I said, notes. For instance, this jacket that I'm making here, or blazer, I should say, I had to adjust it, but I feel like I need to adjust it more. I adjusted the pattern. I don't cut the actual patterns, I trace them. So here's my paper, and I'll talk about the pattern, and you can see right here. That's 1.5 inches that I shortened it, because that's where you can shorten it. But I think I want to do 2 inches, because when I tried it on, the pockets still are at a good, you know, area, but they're not like where I'm used to having them and feel comfortable where I want them at. And it's still very long, like literally could fit as a dress. Now, this is the pattern that I'm using, and you could see the jacket is the blazer is very long, and that's okay. I just want it a little bit shorter. So because I'm only 5 feet tall, I don't want the blazer to overpower me, right? I want it to balance. And so I think, I mean, I love this fabric though. And so we're going to talk about fabric in just a little bit. But so with that being said, now I know that when I go to make this, because I probably will make another one, a black one, I will make it I'm going to adjust my pattern pieces by another 1/2 inch. So that way I know that the waist of the jacket will be at my waist and the pockets will fit where I want them. So that is what I'm, you know, that's a whole other thing, but we'll get into that in just a bit. So my other thing is sewing plans and patterns. So I always have ideas that I want to like make, but I don't always find the right pattern. So I may have to use different patterns, or I may have to draft one. And maybe I draft one by using a bodice or a leg or whatever from another one. So that's kind of what that is. And then I have a section for quilts. Now I did tell you in the last video that I wanted to make a quilt. I have a Jane Austen quilt kit. And there's another one that I want that I'm on a wait list because they're sold out. But that's the one that I really wanted to make. But I got this one because it was on sale. And it's just sitting over there. It's a beautiful box. Why don't I grab it? I don't even want to take it out of the bubble wrap. Like, it is so beautiful, the box that it came in. Here's the bubble wrap. Oh, look at that. Isn't this gorgeous? Like, I love this. I mean, and inside this box, of course I've got it. This is what the quilt, this is the back. This is what that quilt looks like, but I wanted the other one. And the other one is an inside, ta-da. I want to make this quilt. I need to make time to make this quilt. And so that is what this is about, is that quilt. Like, I'm going to write the quilt name on here. The fabric's already included. I do have to buy the backing. And so I'm kind of in the search for the one that I want. Again, that's out of stock. I need to wait till notified. And what I like to do is get things when I can. And then that way, when I come to a point in my life where I have time, I can be able to make that. Or maybe I'm not able to afford it later. So the time that I can afford it, I buy it. And then I kind of keep it until I, again, have the time to make it. And I've been wanting to make a different quilt for our bedroom. Not this particular one. There's a whole other one that I want to make. So I'm going to jot that down so that I don't forget what fabric I want, where to get that fabric, what the cost is, and all of that. Yeah, sure, I can go to the store and buy one, but I don't always like those because they're not made good and they fall apart in the dryer or the washer. I usually hang them to dry and then I gentle wash, but I just want to make my own. So that's one of the things that I want to do. So I added a quilt section in here, and that was why I said I should have added a crochet section, and I will, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I am working on a pattern or a sweater for my husband. And this is called the Allen sweater, and it's by Expression Fiber Arts. Actually, you can get the pattern there. The pattern isn't by them, but Expression Fiber Arts, she puts out free crochet and knit patterns every Friday for a limited time. So you can grab those, right? They're both from women and men, and sometimes they're blankets and shawls and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just feel like this is going to be awesome because, well, here's the thing. He did not pick the right yarn. I kept telling him the size I needed, the DK 4 ounce, and he went to Hobby Lobby and he wanted this kind of a yarn, a variegated yarn. So here it is. That's what he got. I had to frog this 4 different times to get the fit. So he tried it on. He's 6'5". I'm 5 feet. So he tried this on and it fit good. The fit well. And now I'm on to the back section. Well, I wanted to jot down how many skeins did we use? How much total cost did that? What was that, And going to Hobby Lobby and getting it when it's on sale is the best thing to do. So that's what this project is. And that's why I said I should have added crochet in here, because there is another project that I'm working on for myself. I do that. I'll start 2 projects and keep them running at the same time. Because sometimes I want to work on this one and sometimes I want to work on the other one. So that's as far as crochet. I've done that as for personal. For business, I've had this cotton yarn, and I thought the only way I can get this out of my stash and put it into something is make some little coasters. So I started making these little flower coasters here. And I've made this style. I've made this one, and then I made an all blue one. So these are just kind of some that I were playing with, and I thought when I get to a market, maybe not the bazaar, maybe I will take it if I have enough done. And I say maybe because I may be taking a break because I have to go to Austin, Texas. My son-in-law is battling cancer and it's not looking great. And so I say, and I'm trying not to be emotional, guys, but that's why I say maybe if I make it, so I'm working on these things. So I just have some, okay? The next thing that I've been making, so we're going to talk about these sewing projects now, or garment sewing, is that I've been working on this pattern, McCall's 7464, and I'm making this dress here. Now, here's what happened. I bought this. I only had 2 yards. Initially, I was going to make a wrap dress. And then I decided, no, I don't want that. I want to make a pullover, nice, comfortable dress that I could casually wear and then dress up wear, right? And I thought this was it. But when I looked at this actually has a zipper and a lining. This is a very heavy Ponte knit, and I thought, well, you know what, I don't need to have a lining and I don't want a zipper. So I only have 2 yards, so you can see it has a pattern on it. This is a sleeve. This is the sleeve, you guys. So it has a pattern on it. When I started to put the dress together, I was like, I need to pattern match this so that it looks cohesive, right? Otherwise it's going to be all lopsided. So I got the front piece good because it has a front dress, and then it has the side panels that you cut out, and then the same for the back. It has 2 pieces in the back and then 2 side panels. And so anyway, I did the front and that worked out fine. So when I came to do the back, because I already had cut out the pieces and not thinking that I wanted to pattern match it, I didn't have enough fabric. So I went to the fabric store this past weekend, looked for this fabric. They had none. I looked for this fabric here because I wanted to make a nice like shorts, long dressy shorts to go with this, because I thought it would look great. Well, they didn't have that fabric either. So scratch the shorts, the jacket or the blazer still gonna move on. But the dress, the front looks good and it's off a little bit on the back. So it's just gonna have to be what it is. I tried. I'm still gonna wear it. I'm still gonna put it together and wear it because I love the fabric. It feels very good to the touch, very good quality. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely do this. Definitely going to get this done. That's that pattern. So then let's move on to this jacket. So with the jacket, as I mentioned, I had to adjust it 2 inch, or I did 1.5 inches, but I need to do 2 inches. So when I go back to buy more fabric, I will do that. I will adjust it to make it fit perfectly. And so that was why I created that planner, so I know exactly what I need to do per pattern or, you know, fabric, whatever, right? Whatever changes. So that one I'm using this pattern, which is Simplicity 3071, and I'm making that blazer, and you can see it's kind of long. Now again, I don't want it that long. I'm only 5 feet tall. I don't want it to overpower me. I want it to balance out, so that's why I have to make these adjustments. But I love this style. It looks amazing on her. And so with this fabric here, again, it's just, let me grab a piece so I can show you what that, without having to take the jacket off. This is what it looks like. I love it. It's a really nice tweed. Really nice, really good quality. This fabric store that I found here in Oregon is really nice. Again, there that is. And then the lining, I was able to find a Coach, you know, the brand lining. So here's what that looks like. Hopefully you can see. Maybe if I show you the back side, you can see the little horses. This is the front. But these two together, I thought, oh, yes. I thought that will look cute. I have another 2 yards of this that I think I might make it into a scarf, just because I love I love this. I don't know. I honestly love the way that it looks. The blue, so amazing. So this is what I'm working on. This is what I need to put together. I do have to hem it by 1.5 inches because that's what the pattern calls for. I might go 2 inches, you guys, just because this literally goes down to my knees. And I mean, you could see on her it does the same, but that's not how I want to wear it. And again, the second one I make, now I do have, so a couple years ago, I went to Paris, France, and I found some vintage Chanel buttons. And I feel like, as you can see, there's buttons on there. I need to go back to the fabric store, buy some more fabric to make that jacket and put those buttons on it. Now, initially, I was going to use those buttons on something else because I did buy dead stock Chanel fabric in Italy when we went to Florence, Italy. They had the dead stock there, and I was like, yes, I want it. And I've had it for a couple of years now. And I just didn't know what to make with it because I don't want to make something and then, you know, be like, oh, I'm not going to wear it. I want to make something that I'm going to wear and have those buttons on there. I'm just excited about that. So that's all I got going on for now. I think I got a lot. But yeah, for now, that's all I have. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about everything. And hopefully this is something that you enjoy. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more sewing or more crochet or more business, more market type of movies, videos. Let me know and I will try my best to accommodate your request. And until the next one.